All right, looks like we're back up on Twitch, so I think we're pretty good to go now. So guys, we are back. Made a quick little adjustment there, and we'll continue on. So we were talking about community news. We just got done talking about "Can't Stop the Rock" Link, kind of a YouTube video someone put together with some classic rock kind of songs and stuff to go along with some video from Geb content going on there. Moving on from there, we did have Erez spoil some content. And, this was yesterday during the North American matchup for the tournament there. And on the 18th, which is yesterday, Erez kind of said, Nemesis is next, which I guess that is the new god. Risty and I were kind of just talking about it. Here's the link in chat, guys. New item configurations coming soon, which I'm kind of surprised to hear that because we already have some... I don't know. We had some interesting changes made to boots and shoes, breaking off at a branch break off at tier 2. So I'm interested to see if they're looking to modify that up with a few other items. They said Nemesis is going to be a warrior, and they said the bathtub ducky dude, which is of course Thanatos.
Poseidon.
Poseidon. Yeah. Is something is looking good. They're saying so. Some of the stuff they mentioned yesterday during the tournament. Are you surprised?
Could you imagine that, seeing a giant duck appear in Smite?
Yeah, right.
When it comes out as the Kraken.
Yeah, right. I don't know. What do you? Did you like that skin or dislike it, or what were you?
Well, I liked the idea of it, but then when I saw the picture, I went, nah. I thought it would be great, and then all of a sudden I looked at it and went, no, this is wrong. But no, it'll be interesting to see what goes on.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people I thought it was funny. I thought it was kind of cool to see the Poseidon rubber ducky when they were showing some of those off. But, kind of after that, I was just kind of like, it's okay. Like, I don't think it's the best thing, I mean, the goofy skins are kind of fun. So
I wouldn't buy it.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm not. Yeah, without a doubt.
That's what I said.
One, I don't play Poseidon enough. And two, I don't know how much I would like that skin, but it's still kind of cool. I mean, I think there's a part of the community that will buy it. So, also as well, Erez today during the EU tournament had some comments to say in chat that were posted on Reddit. He just kind of reiterated about Nemesis being next. An old god may get a rework. So who do you think that's going to be?
I have no idea. Like, it's going to be someone that's not being used at all. Maybe they might rework. They might rework Bastet. I don't know. They'd give her a little bit of a change, but
yeah, I could see a Bastet rework without a doubt. I could see that happening. I mean, they made a little changes to her passives a little while ago, but it's kind of like with Vulcan. Like they made some changes and they weren't completely satisfied with it, so they went and redid him completely. So we might actually see some changes with Bastet here.
Do you know what I'd like to see? An Odin rework, because I want Odin to be back. Odin's still kind of in it, but could you imagine what they could do with him now?
Oh well, yeah. That's the thing. All the new gods that come out are like ridiculous, have really cool ultimate stuff like that, and all the old gods are like these little lame things. Like, so.
Do you know what I saw? There was a post the other day that someone said they went, if Ymir was released today, everyone would say it was OP. I was like, right? I sat back and went, yeah. They went, he's got a stun, he's got a wall, he's got a slow, he's got here we are. And you literally sat there and went, he's got a point.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have the mobility of all the other gods.
I've been playing a lot of Ymir recently, and I will say, like, in Conquest, my last Conquest game was 10-1. Or no, 12-3. Conquest game before that with Ymir was like 10-0. I've been doing ridiculous, like having top kills with Ymir. And I don't know why. Like I start out with Watcher's Gift, and then move into
you got pen boots,
Midas boots.
Okay.
And then move into Voidstone, Magi's Blessing, and then it kind of varies from there. But so I do have some damage built in with the build. But it's been amazing, like really, really well.
A bruiser tank is mad because they just you just can't kill Ymir. If you ever tried solo lane Ymir yet? Oh my god, you cannot kill him, and he just hits you. Everything he does, he'll stun, hit you with spikes to half your health. It's like it's just frustrating as hell. I had a Sobek in one of the league matches I did.
Oh.
He went 9 1 and 7 in the first 15 minutes because he had
Wow.
penetration boots, and it just, oh god, he tore it up. Literally, he'd get 3 or 4 people with his ultimate and just blow them up. Unreal,
Yeah.
unreal.
So moving on from there, some other stuff that Erez had commented on today. There'll be another god after Nemesis, which any of us could have guessed that. As they're, there's always going to be another god. There's new record players playing Smite, so I guess they're kind of saying that they're all time high right now. And it's kind of cool to hear that because it's nice to know that it's not falling off. Like some games you get a lot of interest during certain periods, especially within beta, and then it kind of falls off a little bit. And they're kind of reporting now that they're at record player highs, which is awesome to hear that the player base is increasing.
Do you know when you said about there's another god after Nemesis? The first comment was, "Oh, I thought Nemesis was the last god,
Yeah,
and
right.
no one comes out after her."
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
So,
right? Yeah.
I had the same point you did, but yeah, I'd
Oh,
love to
sure.
see if it was like player accounts or active players. That's the only
Oh,
difference,
okay.
really.
Well, see,
Like,
I would really like to see them have, once you log in the game, the first screen once you log in after you type in your username and password is to have one of those counters at the top that says, like, total Smite accounts, current number of people playing in North America, current number of people playing in EU. I think it'd be kind of cool to have that.
well, they don't have to split it up, but yeah, like if they split it up, it'd be cool.
It would be nice to
Yeah.
see, and it would be nice just to be able to know the number because, like, they keep it such hush hush. Like, nobody knows what the numbers are. The only time we knew about like how many accounts there were and stuff like that was when
We
they hit.
used
It
to
was
have it.
that
Like
was like 6 months in or 6 months
yeah, it
through
was
like
something really early.
beta, and they were like, "Oh, we hit 1 million accounts." That was the only time you really heard the numbers. Outside that,
When we first got into beta, there was actually a counter at the top of Smite that showed
Okay,
you how many accounts they had.
okay.
So they
See,
showed
I
you how
don't
many
remember that.
accounts, but a lot of people would have just made a count,
Yeah,
had a look, and then
yeah.
stopped. So you never knew actually how many was just active. So it would be nice to show you how many online.
Oh,
Would be
sure.
great.
I think it would be amazing to be able to have something like that. I mean, a lot of other games do have it. Something like for me, like I play a lot of StarCraft too. I used to, at least. I don't play it anymore. And it was nice to log in and it would show you like how many games are going at once, so you could see that and stuff. So it's kind of cool. Let's go ahead and move into the next section, and then we'll have Risty start out our patch notes here. So our next section is our esports update. In the past, we've kind of glossed over, and so I thought we'd talk a little bit more about it. So this week we had, if those of you guys not familiar, we do have the high-res $100,000 tournament coming up on March 28th, I think the date is. Yeah, let me see here. I just want to completely confirm before I go. I'm going to be there, but okay, it starts the 28th, and it's going to go the 28th, the 29th, and the 30th. And so it should be pretty sweet. So what's going on is there's a qualifying tournament in order to play even in the $100,000 tournament. And it's an 8-week long tournament that's going on. So if you take a look at it, what will occur is, we're on to week 3 right now. And every week, depending on the teams that get in the top few, I think it's like top 8, you get points. And then those points go towards the qualifiers. So by the end of the 8 weeks, which is the end of February, actually, February 20, I guess the weekend of February 28th, so it's like the 1st and 2nd, is the last tournament going on. And so the top 4 teams, I think it is, will be invited to Atlanta for the $100,000 tournament. Or no, isn't it more than that? Where's that breakdown on their page?
It's top. I think it's the top 4 teams from each region, so there'll be 8 in
Uh,
total. I believe. I don't think there's. I don't think they're going to go as
uh,
far as
okay, maybe, let me look
16.
here. Here it is.
No, it's definitely the
Where's
top
that
4.
prize pool? Oh yeah. Well, yeah, but here's what I'm confused about. The prize distribution has 8 teams. Here's the link. I'll put it in chat, guys. If you take a look, like prize distribution, bottom of that tab.
Yeah,
says
that'd be 2
first,
for each, wouldn't it?
yeah, it's first place says 48%. Oh, you know what? It's top 4 in NA and EU, and then they get combined.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's right. That's right. So the cool thing.
Where was you going?
Yeah. What's that? Oh yeah, figured it out. Yeah. So the cool thing is, and something that I heard about, and I forget where I heard about it, and I don't think I'm leaking anything, but I think I talked about it last show, was that they're going to be releasing a skin in the next few weeks, and 50% of the proceeds made from that skin will go to increasing the prize pool. So you could ideally see like the prize pool go from like 100. That link doesn't work, really? Huh? That's weird.
I'll see if I can
That's
find a new
right
one.
off of their esports page. Well, here, which is really odd. Yeah, that's right off of their website. That is weird.
I'm
Right off of
lit.
Smite Games website. But anyways, a certain percentage of the proceeds are going to go directly towards the prize pool, which is really cool because they're kind of taking a card out of Dota 2 where, what was that thing called? The Continuum?
It's the compendium or something like that. It was called.
Compendium. That's right. Dota
I
2 did
finally got the word right, and I'm like, oh,
it.
I don't know.
You should feel so
Yeah,
badass right now. So the
yeah.
compendium is what it's called, and that's what Dota 2 did. They did a whole bunch of stuff with that, and so that's what we're going to start to see here. And they're going to be adding in a portion of the proceeds from that actual skin sold, which is really cool because we could see teams, which is really nice, get a lot more money for going to this event. Because if you take a look, like if you look at fifth through eighth place, it's only about 2% of the $100,000 prize pool. So, it's very, very small. And so if they could increase it, it'll make it even worth it even more for them. But anyways, yesterday we had the North American $100,000 qualifier. And excuse me, still got a cold, trying to get over it. So first place was Cognitive Gaming NA. Second place, Team Dignitas. Third place, Snipe North America, and Denial Esports was fourth. So I'm really happy to see Team Dignitas actually making it within the top two. They kind of fell off, and it fell off. They're still amazing, but I saw them. They were in fourth place a lot for a while, and now we're seeing Team Dignitas in second. Snipe Gaming third, and Denial Esports fourth. So. What do you think? I'll throw it over to you, Risty. What do you think the top three teams are going to be? Or what do you think the top four teams will end up being going into the $100,000 tournament for North America?
To be honest, I'd say it's the ones that are there. I need to pull up, just double check what I've got. So we got
Sure.
Denial, Snipe.
Yeah. What do you think the order? What do you think the order is going to be? I mean, we still
The
got
order.
we're only in week 3.
I think Cog's still going to be at the top. Dig 2. I'm gonna stick with Snipe. Snipe third, just because I know the Snipe and Denial after that. I'm gonna kind of stick with pretty much the way it is now.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe I'd switch one or two round, like Denial or Snipe. They're pretty much just like there. And for some reason, Cog is just beating out Dignitas at the minute. But then once we get to the LAN events, Dignitas flick a switch.
Oh,
something happens when they get to a LAN, so
well, you
I
have to
reckon
remember
they'll do
too.
a lot
I think they have from the North American scene. I think they have the most experience in the LAN event, without a doubt. Just looking at the LAN events over the past year, Team Dignitas definitely has the most experience in a live event, and you guys have to remember that. And I do talk about StarCraft 2 a decent amount, and I have to reiterate with it because what I learned from the StarCraft 2 scene that I brought over is that online games and tournaments versus things like the LAN events are two different things. Literally, I've seen a lot of players in the StarCraft 2 scene where they do okay in online events, but for LAN events they excel at, and they're like a totally different monster because it comes down to nerves. I mean, you're playing in front of hundreds of people. It comes down to using different equipment most of the time. You're not in your comfort zone, so it could vary. Team Dignitas definitely is one of those teams that, as I said before, has had a lot of appearances within the Smite community at different large events. If I was to pick an order, I would say going into the 100K, the last week there, total points, I'd probably say Cognitive Gaming first, Denial Esports second, I feel, Team Dignitas third, and Snipe North America fourth. I just feel like Denial Esports has been playing very well over the past few weeks, and I definitely think they have it for that. Moving into the European scene for the $100,000 tournament, we actually had today. We did have Team Solo Mid first, second place Cloud9, third place Torque, and fourth place Team Q. And it was kind of cool to see. This was the first time on the European scene for the qualifiers where Cloud9 won game 1, Team Solo Mid won game 2, and then Team Solo Mid won game 3. And so this actually puts Team Solo Mid up over Cloud9 by 1 week in points.
It was a really interesting watch, actually, because it was kind of funny, because even Dry Bear said this. You got Cloud9 dominate. Well, they won game 1. Then they kind of was dominating game 2
Yeah.
like was a bit ahead, and then all
Yeah.
of a sudden Team Solo Mid come back, and he went. That's just thrown them off completely. They just went.
Yeah.
How the hell did we lose that game? Went into game three and then just got obliterated.
Oh yeah.
So it
Yeah.
definitely knocked them out of their comfort zone. It was quite. I still think it's quite funny to watch sometimes, just to see a team just like smash it, get cocky, and then go. That's it. You just you
Oh
don't get
yeah.
cocky.
I mean, I will have to say that watching Team Solo Mid and Cloud9, I enjoy watching the European scene right now more than the North American scene, just because of the rivalry between
Red
Team
pot.
Solo Mid and Cloud9. Like now Torch has definitely been doing really well, and then Team Q. Those of you guys not familiar, 3 out of the 5 players on Team Q are actually from Mortality Esports. I guess the story behind that, and don't quote me, I don't know all the full details, and some people may argue. I actually had a viewer message me this past week and was like, "You got it wrong," Proxy QQ put together Team Q and stuff like that, and I understand that. But what Team Q, 3 of the players are from Mortality Esports. Apparently, their roster originally 2 of the people decided they didn't want to play anymore. I think they got burnt out from the game, or they were expecting higher results or more money. I don't know. But anyways, so the 3 players were kind of left from Mortality Esports, and Proxy QQ came in, who is a well-known European player, and said, hey, me and whoever, I don't know the other guy's name, let's join up and play together. And so it's the 3 players from Mortality EU, and now there's the 2 people, Proxy QQ and his buddy, that are playing for Team Q right now, which is just a nonchalant team, no sponsorship, stuff like that. The interesting information about the 3 players on Mortality EU is they're actually locked into a player contract. So the 3 players from Mortality, so they, I guess you could say legally can't, like if a sponsor came in and wanted to sponsor the team, they would have to buy out the player contracts. So I'd be interested to see if some whole drama starts to form around Team Q. What do you think about that, Risty?
Yeah, it sounds a bit iffy what's going on, and it's the fact that mortality just letting them kind of go off in that.
Well,
Is
they
there no
are
like
because they
clause
can't.
as well?
Well, yeah, they are. My understanding, just speaking with people from Mortality, because you can't really do anything about it. I mean, like there's no, you don't have that kind of weight. It's not like you're looking at
No.
like soccer or European football with contracts and hey, you can't do anything else and stuff like that. I mean, their contract doesn't say they can't, says they can't play for another sponsored team. Well, Team Q isn't sponsored, so you know
Yeah.
what I mean. So it's pretty cool. Yeah. From there, let's go ahead and move on to our patch note review. And those of you guys not familiar, we do a patch note review of this past week's patch. So this will be the Geb patch. We're kind of going to go through and just talk about some of the big things that occurred during the patch, our thoughts here and there about it. Geb's definitely one of the big ones we're going to talk about, kind of our likes and dislikes and stuff. So I'll throw it over to Risty to kind of kick off the patch note review.
So we got Geb. Basically, we just call him Avatar. He's got the floating. He's got the floating. Literally, as soon as I saw the clip, I went, "We're playing Avatar. It's Pandora. Can we just not call him Pandora?" Or
Yeah,
what?
that's very true. I didn't even think about that until you mentioned that.
No, I just felt good. And then I saw like a loose picture of him at the end where was it one of the ogres got in his back and like the pond. I went, I want to go swimming there. That'd be cool. But no. So we're Geb, new Guardian. I personally can't take him seriously as a Guardian. I play him in the solo lane. I'm just like,
Okay.
no,
Okay.
can't do that. It's skills based is kind of like that. It's passive hard as rock. You can crits only do 25% damage to Geb rather than the extra 100%. So the double damage that doesn't do it, it's like 125 total.
Sure.
It's hard as a rock. I'm sitting there go hard as nails. Or since we had that song before, can't stop the rock. That's pretty much. I'm sitting there going, I could sit with those 3 names, see how they're going. That's pretty good.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah, and then we got rollout is 1. I think this is great. It does so much damage where Geb actually just turns into a mass. It's like he collects himself. Starts off a couple of like loads of little boulders, collects himself into one rock, and then, man, when he hits you with that, you fly.
Now, what are your thoughts? And chat room, you can let us know too. What are your thoughts on the controls when you're in rollout? Because to me, it feels completely like the Apollo chariot for Apollo's ultimate. You kind
No,
of have
I
you
don't.
kind of have that like movement in regards to like when you want to make a turn, it's this giant wide turn and just the angle and stuff like that. What are your
When was
thoughts?
the last playing? When was the last time you played Sun Wukong? Monkey Man.
I'd
It
say
feels
about a week
exactly the
ago.
same as his transformations. Like when you're trying to direct the cat around, it's exactly the same.
Okay, okay,
So
I can see that.
they
That's a good comparison. Okay,
yeah. So they've picked it up like that. It's not too bad,
okay,
but the way it takes you a little time because it goes. Let's just go into it. His speed. He increases speed as he travels,
yeah.
dealing damage from a 50%. I think that right.
Hmm.
Yeah, they have. All right, okay. I was just checking because I know the second ability has a bit of a scaling on it as well. 50% to the initial full damage over the 3 seconds. One funny thing as well, if you don't hold down the forward key after you stop, you just stop. I had this a
Oh
few times.
yeah,
I'm rolling out, going,
yeah.
yeah, let's just keep going. And I'm like, dunk. It's like I've got magnets on my boots, and I kind of
Yeah.
wedge in, and I'm like, oh crap. Okay, but no, it's
Hmm.
so funny. I love it coming from coming out of the jungle, coming around behind somebody, and just battering them. But yeah, or it's great that way. And also the fact if you don't get the CC immunity on there when you glow yellow, you slow them as well.
Oh
So it's
yeah.
got
Yep.
so much to do, so much like CC potential and everything like that. It's really quite good. But when you know when you miss your target, you just cancel it because you end up spinning round and just going, no, 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 I can't do that.
Yeah. No,
Where is the
yeah.
like most ridiculous you've knocked someone with that though?
Actually, I'd have to say actually me getting knocked in an arena with Geb, and the distance you go because it's so wide open, it's not like you hit a wall or something like that. So the distance is quite far. What do you think about that knockback difference? Like the
I've
distance, is it too far? Do you think?
Well, no, it makes it so you've got to use it in certain situations where most of the time you just knock it just to knock people back. This one, you have to make sure you're hitting them from behind or hitting them into your team,
Hmm.
or you've really got to think about where you want to knock them because you know how far they're going to go.
Yeah.
But if you get someone from behind, like I've done it in arena where I've gone round the walls, come out behind them, and then knocked them straight forward. I think
Oh
that,
wow,
yeah,
wow! I could see that being pretty good actually.
yeah,
I mean, I
that
played against plenty of Geb. I played a decent amount of him. A few games, mostly in dual lane support, and I've liked it. But I've always fallen back to like other supports like Ymir or Sobek over Geb.
just Bill Bruiser Geb. Bruiser Geb. Literally, I went cooldown boots, void stone,
Okay.
polynomicon. I can't remember after that I went, but at that point it's just hit, roll, hit,
Yep.
shockwave, hit, dead. There's so much damage.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll get into the next ability, shockwave. This is just a very simple cone ability,
Mhm.
but it has a knock up as well. So he's got all that CC in his one, and then you get a bit of a knock up as well, just to slow people down in the shockwave. It does have a scaling on it though, so the closer you are to your target, the more damage it does to
Mhm.
50% at the furthest away. So that works
Okay.
out quite nicely. So if you can get right on someone, batter them and go for it. Yeah, just keep hitting them. It just works out so good. So there's not much really I can say about that. Just the slight knock up is enough of a CC, I feel, to help out the rest of your teammates. So it's not overpowered, but
Yeah.
just that touch. It's almost like
And
a
it's just
glacier
enough
strike.
damage
Slow.
too. It's nice too. Like when you're in a
Yeah.
team fight and you just want to do a little bit of damage, like you just want to get some damage out. It's really nice just to use shockwave, without a doubt. I mean, it can do a little bit of damage too. Just enough, when you see like another god is super super low, down to like 10% or something like that. It can really help out.
Yeah. The third ability. Can I just call this Troll Shield?
Oh,
I just.
this thing's getting a nerf. You know it is. It's
Oh
so
man, it's
good.
ridiculous.
I
I did
guarantee.
it. I did one game when I went like Vampiric Shroud, and it scales off of how much your max health is.
Yeah.
So if you've got Vampiric Shroud with not Vampiric Shroud, what am I on about? No. Warlock Sash.
Okay.
So I had so much health, and I was banging this down. Literally anybody that's got shield on them, you're just like, or you see your teammate with one sliver of health, or you've got one sliver of health, and you bang a shield on and go, ha, you're not getting that kill, and they
Yeah.
run
Right.
away. The CC immunity is well, or it's more of a cleanse. So I've done that with like some Chunga ultimates,
Mm-hmm.
a few other stuns. Thanatos is slow. Just loads of little like CC stuff that you bung the shield down on them whilst they're hit, and then it's just like, huh, he walks away. He's got so much health, and it
Well,
lasts.
I
It
love
lasts
it.
them.
It allows you to overcommit a little bit if you need to, which is really, really nice in regards to like if you need to overcommit in order to take additional damage from the tower so that your AD can go ahead and clean up the tower is really, really nice. The big thing is too is I feel like you're obligated as Geb because of your first ability roll out and then your shield. It's really, really nice to be able to, like, for example, if you see your mid laner like trying to run away in jungle, you just pop roll out, get to them as soon as you can, and then pop your shield to kind of help escort them away. I feel like it's like an obligation that you kind of have to do that because the amount of health, like, literally is absurd that the shield gives.
Yeah, and the
You know?
fact that rollout goes so far, I was a little surprised with this when I did it. I was like, really? Like I can go from the mid camp to the blue
Mm-hmm.
in one go. It's like that's
So,
ridiculous. How
so there's a
go.
question there. Do you feel that the rollout distance is too far?
Um, no.
Okay.
I was thinking, yeah, but then I'm like, not really, because it's got such a long charge up time to get the knockback on it. You need some
Yes.
extra kind of times anyway. And if you're gonna, it's just used for traveling. It's quite good. It still kind of puts Ymir back as well because everyone else has got a dash.
Yeah.
Now Geb has got a cross lane travel pretty
Mm-hmm.
much. It's like get from side lane to mid lane, and it's not. You can pretty much get the full way from where you are. You help out. So
Yeah.
it's not too
Definitely.
bad. So I'll kind of be alright with that. But yeah, it goes ridiculously far and you travel ridiculously fast. It's like I just get back into lane. It's like done.
Yep.
So the last ability we had though was Cataclysm. This is an interesting one because it's nice and strong, but you'll never kill with it, which is really weird.
I like
Really,
that
really
though. I
weird.
like that though. It's kind of interesting how they've added in an ultimate, which its main focus is not like to kill your opponent. It just as those of you guys aren't familiar, it does a percentage of their base health there. So like 30, 35, 40, 45, and 50%. So it does scale there. So it is really nice. So like you could never go. Ideally, you could never go below like a very small portion of that health,
Yeah.
which
So
is kind of cool.
it's more of an initiate tool. And at
Yeah.
first I thought it was like an instant cast, but it's got a slight little charge up because you can see the
Hmm.
circle go out and then go
Oh yeah.
bang. So it works out lovely that way. But you literally get in there with rollout, hit your cataclysm, and then hopefully you pretty much are praying for the rest of your team to finish up. That's kind of where it's going. It's like
Yeah, it's a good
I've
instigate.
taken yeah, I've taken so much health away. Can someone please just blow them up?
That's
And it
right.
kind
Just
of go
finish
with
the
from there.
job. Sure, sure.
Yeah.
So overall impressions of Geb. I mean, we're 40
I
plus
like
lives
him.
in.
I think he's balanced, but I don't think he's a tank.
Hmm.
I think he's more of a warrior.
Okay. Okay.
It
No,
can be
I agree.
yeah, it could probably be used as a tank a bit, but I just feel he's got so much utility as damage that
Hmm.
why not? Why not?
Yeah.
Just go
Yeah.
for it.
Definitely. No, I mean, I'm
So,
really happy with Geb. I think it was a good. He's a good addition to the gods. There's a lot of people that had issues with his model, saying that doesn't really fit the art genre of Smite at all. But I've been really happy with it. Been really, really happy with it thus far, and I think Geb was a very, very good addition to the game. I like his reskin's kind of nice. It's not just like a tint of color. There is actually a decent amount of reskin, so pretty cool there. Moving on, we did have an update to the arena mode, and it's kind of funny. I'll tell a story first, then we'll get into it. I jumped into arena and got into the new arena map. It took me a few tries, but got into the new arena
I
and
haven't got into it yet. I've tried, but
got into it. And all these people I was playing with must have like not read the notes or something like that because they were all like freaking out, like, "Oh, this is crazy," blah blah blah. And then the mana core came out, and nobody was escorting the mana core. Like nobody was paying attention to it. So I was explaining to my team about it. So what I can ask from viewers and people out there is, make sure you read the patch notes, so you don't really get these kind of surprises. But so the new arena map is this dark arena map. In the middle, there's 4 additional pillars, and there's kind of these like giant laser beams shooting upright from some of the beams. Very cool look to it. Not really overdone. But either way, it looks really cool. And the nice thing is they brought back the mana core in a unique way. It's not exactly, the mana core edition. What happens is after 10 kills on one certain team, the mana core will come out and walk down a certain path directly to the enemy portal. If you escort the mana core in, you get, I think it's additional 15 points taken off for them. Your mana core can die, and so does the other team can get a mana core as well. So the other team really needs to focus it down. So what are your thoughts on the new map, and what are your thoughts on the mana core edition?
Well, I never actually got into it. I've tried a couple of times because I forgot for a while, and then I went, I've not got into it, but I saw the video and I looked at it and went, that's quite cool.
Yeah.
It really is. I would, I don't know, I feel that it's more of a snowball mechanic in the arena. I'd like if you can't escort, you lose 5 points or something like that.
Okay.
Just so the fact that, right, okay, they've got 10 extra kills. So they've got it out first. So they're ahead. Now they've got this chance to snowball, but they must be clearly ahead or anything like that. But can they come? But if they don't escort it, I feel like they should be punished a little bit. So I feel some changes there would be better.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the mana core just kind of plopped in, like, hey, we all know you missed them. Let's just throw him into this game mode like this, and off he goes. I don't know. I mean, it's nice to have him back in the game, but it's like, there's nothing too exciting, so we'll have to see. Moving on from there, we also had new skins, the Molten Fury Geb, which is kind of this red volcanic one. Kind of reminds me of the Agni skin. Volcanic Agni. Yes. Yeah, very similar. Very similar. We also had the Golden Hell and Golden Muzenkab added. So we're starting to get more and more of those golden skins. And I'll throw it over to Risty for the general section.
Well, there was some mini-map changes. This Fog of War change that's a bit weird, right? It's grown on me a bit, but I still don't like it. It looks like someone's gone into like paint, got the square paintbrush. That's what it looks so blocky. Fair enough, you know exactly where the vision you've got.
Yeah.
But to be honest, we knew that anyway. I just feel it kind of looks shite.
It is, okay, in all honesty, I will say that I didn't read that portion in the patch notes or see it when Hi-Res Bart was doing it. So I jumped into the game, that day and saw it, and I thought it was an art glitch. And I even mentioned it in chat and felt so stupid and someone corrected me because I was like, something wrong with the mini-map? Look at that area right there. It's like missing. And someone was like, that's the new ward vision. And I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, what are we just introducing wards for the first time? Like, oh, I do not like it at all. I mean, it does signify where wards are exactly and the exact outline of the vision, but there's got to be a better way. There's got to be.
Yeah, it was fine the way before because you could tell that when you put it down that there was a shadow line that went across some of the aisles and you went, I just didn't put it that far enough over to get some vision down there, and you can check it. And there was a lot of things that you could change, like the opacity as well, so you could have it really dark, which would have been a lot better, I'd say, than anything else. Like a lot of players would play it really dark.
I like it pretty
horrible.
dark. Yeah, I like it darker, and then where the wards are, it's just lighter, and you're okay. You understand it. But the new system is not exact. Not one of my favorite changes they've made.
No, I'd say change it back. It's better than anything. Now, the next change, I agree with, but I also think they've done it slightly wrong with Arachne's one. So, many player deployables such as Artemis' Trap and the Arachne's Broodlings no longer give mini-map vision. Okay, so that's nerfed Artemis quite a bit, and obviously it used to save her a lot of gold and everything like that. But my problem is, with Arachne's Broodlings, the egg doesn't give vision, the spiders do.
Oh,
how easy is it to walk around? What's the point
they need to update that. I can see why they went ahead and made the deployable change. Only reason like I said is because it's giving more value to wards. If you know what I mean, like it's forcing players to purchase more wards. Artemis and Arachne wouldn't go that route. They wouldn't spend that money because they have that built in with the kind of the passive of their deployables with the trap and also with the spiders. Now, exactly what you said, like the sacks for Arachne don't show the vision, but the spiders do when it pops. I think that's stupid. it needs to apply
Yeah.
to spiders as well. And I'm pretty sure that's just an oversight. Because what's the value of that?
Well, it was actually put in the notes that the spider at some point. I can't remember where I swear I saw it. It just literally said the spiders. I don't know, but they said the spiders give vision, and I went, no. I went, well, that's silly because you get anywhere near it and it pops, and then they've got vision. It's like, well,
Yeah.
now I know where they are. Fair enough. I can understand the like a Moose and Cab's hives, but when the spiders are doing damage, you get the numbers pop up. So you know someone's there, but you don't know who it is.
Sure.
I can agree with that because that's just like, yeah, okay, otherwise that's changing a bit too much. But yeah, they need to sort out that broodling stuff because it's kind of annoying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll go with that one. Player deployables now show as a red dot instead of a blue dot on the minimap.
Yeah, just to signify it. I understand that.
Yeah, I wasn't really that fussed in the first place. Blue was fine by me. I suppose that's to stop it looking like wards, because I know exactly why this was pissing me off, and I couldn't figure out why. Teleport to ward. You're trying to click on a blue ward that don't light up. Why can I not go there?
Why does that not work? Yeah.
It took me about 9 games to work it out.
Oh, really?
I kept thinking it was a bug, and I kept going, I'm going to write this as a bug at some point. And then eventually one day I went round there and went, there's a trap.
Yeah, it's not actually. Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
it wasn't actually a ward, so that actually helps out the teleport to ward stuff. Well, to be honest, it shouldn't even show up on the teleport to ward map. So that was probably why it confused the crap out of me.
Yep.
So no, that was just that. Settings option has been added to move the location of the minimap to the bottom right of the screen.
Have you tried this
Still
yet?
above no, I'm not. I'm going to go have a look in a second.
I tried it. I don't really like it too much. I don't know. People in chat let us know. Do you like? Have you tried it on the mini map in the bottom right? And if you have, do you like it? Do you not like it? I put it back where it was. The only benefit to it is it gives you more screen region. Like you feel like you see more because everything's down below you need to deal with, and the whole upper part is opened up. So
the only thing I could see about if you move the mini map down a bit.
Yeah.
Doesn't that ruin your peripheral vision to the side?
A little, a tiny bit. I think it all depends on your sizing, though. Like what size you make it. But I can
So my map's like default. Mine is massive. I leave that sucker as big as it gets.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, that's a bit weird. But also, how much would it freak you out if you moved the mini map in StarCraft 2?
Oh, it'd be ridiculous. You can't.
Yeah,
do that.
if you kept
it's
going.
Locked in. It's locked in. It's like muscle memory. You always got to look down there and see. So
you got to look right. Yeah, it's because we all understand where everything is. Oh, do you know what? I've just gone into like practice jungle. There's no mini map there, is there? Really?
Yeah. So another change here. The respawn timers for the middle Fury camps have been increased from 100 seconds to 120. Funny story
this is
I had.
Big change. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Funny story I had the other day was I was playing middle yesterday, and Mercury was jungling, and he went and stood there. And I was getting chased as middle lane, and afterwards I had a comment in chat to Mercury, and I was like, I gotta ask, what were you doing standing there while I'm getting chased, where you could have at least interrupted or done something? And he was like, oh, sorry, I forgot the respawn timers didn't change, so I was trying to figure out what was going on. And yeah, I mean, it's the Fury, the Fury camps, which is a very big XP boost. They make such a big difference too. Like those of you guys that are jungling or playing middle lane, you need those are so valuable. Like rotate to those Fury camps every single second you have, if it's available and it's up, because they're so good. They're so good.
It's frustrating how many people don't understand that as well. Sometimes it's like, dude. Some junglers don't even attempt it, and it's
they're so important.
I just want to slap the jungler because you just right, watch how fast they snowball and get out of control. It's just ridiculous. I can't find where to move the minimap. Where is it gone?
It's in there. It's in a goofy place. I do remember that.
Did you see their minimap guides when you first turned on?
Yes.
Like red buff, blue buff. I went, what is this crap? Went straight into the menus and turned that off.
Yeah, that was automatically turned on, and that's actually the next thing here, guys. Map guides added features to help out new players to make them familiar with the map. And what we're talking about is when you logged in, you have the signs everywhere that say like red buff, and there's an arrow, or gold buff, and there's an arrow that tells you the direction to go to get to it, and then there's a sign directly above the head that says like Gold Fury or Fire Giant or whatever. It's kind of cool. I actually left mine on. It doesn't even faze me, but I could see it being to another player being super irritating. It doesn't really faze me, to be honest. Like, I know where everything is on the map. I know the way to get there, stuff like that. But I don't know. For a new player, I would agree it is a good feature.
Yeah, for a new player, definitely, because they're like, where am I going on the map? But then,
Yes.
if you're a seasoned gamer anyway, you know how a mini map works. So
well, yeah, and the reason they have it on by default is so as a new player is not going to know to go turn that on. So that's why it's on by default.
No, that's fine. I turn it off because it just removes screen clutter, personally for me.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's fine.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And then moving on from there, last few things here in the general section. They added a new solo co-op practice mode for Assault, so kind of understandable. They did improve some visual treatments to the player notifications when you receive gold for kills, assists, and objectives. It is so weird. Like, my team will go ahead. First time it happened, team went ahead and killed left lane tower. And all of a sudden I hear ching, and my first reaction is to go, oh, they got fire, or they got gold fury. And I look over, and I'm like, what? So...
It's when the gold hits you as well. You're like, what is going on?
What is
this? What?
Why?
It's just really weird.
Yes.
I don't feel I need it. I don't see why I've got it.
I mean, it's nice. I mean, but you already get a notification like when a tower goes down, when it's like, left tower, has been taken or something like that. So, whatever. It's a cool feature. I guess they're trying to make it a little more new player friendly. Final thing in general, they fixed several UI issues with managing clans, and one of them was the max allowed player size is now up to 999. And I've gotten plenty of people who hang out with me in chat and watch me that want me to create a clan, and the clan tag to be OP.
OP.
For Octane Pro.
That would be pretty good. I like that.
Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm different about it. We'll see. But I'll throw over the chat section for you.
So we got, where are we at? Chat section. So they've fixed a bug. A bug's fixed here with the chat channel and the lobbies and stuff where it's tabbing over here, that, and everywhere. So if you're in the system tab, I have to kind of read it myself a little bit. If you're in the system tab, you will be able to switch automatically to the new tab as soon as it opens, which, to be honest, you will now be switched automatically, which, to be honest, it did that anyway. As far as I know, every time I joined like a new lobby or anything like that, that's where I went. If you're on a player tab, it's not going to switch. So if you're in a whisper, it's not going to switch. If you're in clan tabs, it's not going to switch. It's going to stay there. And you got new clan, party, and lobby tabs will appear as well, and a lot of other stuff like that. If you're in a clan, it's saying about new player tabs. A new player tab will appear.
Have you noticed the bug with chat? How I think they're talking about where like, okay, let's say I'm sitting in chat talking to you, like with a private whisper, and then all of a sudden someone else whispers me, it automatically, even though I don't swap tabs and I'm still looking at your tab, if I'm typing and I'm like, yeah, Risty, how's it going, blah, 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 and I hit enter and someone else has messaged me, it goes ahead and sends that to that new person that's messaged me and not you. It doesn't lock in your tabs, and it's the most annoying thing in the world, and it sounds like this is to fix it. Does that make sense? Has that happened to you?
I never really get that many tells, so I never really noticed.
Okay, because it drives me nuts. Like, if I'm typing to my party, and right before I hit enter, somebody messages me, even though the focus has not swapped to the new tab, it's like everything else has, and when I hit enter, it'll send it to the wrong person, and I'm like, like, that's not even what I meant to do, and I hit enter, So anyways, I think this has fixed it with what they're talking about with that correction there. And have you checked out the slow-mo change that they made?
No.
Oh, so I was watching Bart test it out the other day. Those of you guys aren't familiar with in spectator mode, they added in an auto slow motion mode. When you're in assisted or director view and a nearby person alts, it automatically puts it into slow mode. So they were testing it the other day actually on Smite Pro, and it was kind of cool to see. So they had it on like directed mode, so it was just cruising around on the regular director mode, and Bart was casting it as kind of like a mock setup, and all of a sudden, like, let's say Chalk alts, it automatically slows it down, and it's in slow-mo during his ultimate, and then kicks off. It's really cool.
That's cool.
It's really cool.
The only thing is manually before, didn't we?
Yes. Yep. Everybody would do it manually before, and Dry Bear was one of the people that did it, and I did it a lot too as well with casting, and it's a really cool feature to do, and I really like it.
You know what? A lot of people didn't like that.
I know. That's what I was gonna say.
I watched like sometimes that you were doing it or somebody else.
Yep.
Well, they wouldn't do it in dry bear because everyone loves dry bear. But when anyone that wasn't the golden four would slow down any like games, they'd be like, "Why are you slowing this down? The other
Yeah.
guys don't slow it down. Get on
Yeah.
with it." It's
Yeah.
like,
And I really like it though. I think it's really cool. It adds a different
yeah,
perspective to it. The only thing I think I saw issues with was the syncing issue, which syncing is. I love high res. Don't get me wrong, guys, but the syncing feature sucks in this game. I don't understand why it's so difficult. Like, there shouldn't even be a sync feature. Like, if you join a spectator game, you should automatically be synced with your party, with your main party leader, without a doubt. It should automatically do it in the background. You shouldn't have to click anything. If your party leader pauses the game, like the spectated match, it should pause yours. They should also add in a feature like StarCraft 2 and League of Legends and other games have, where you get to pick who you spectate off of. So if you're spectating off of, let's say there's 5 spectators in the game, or a better example, two casters and 1 cameraman. You should be able to go into game, select the cameraman, and he automatically controls everything. They're making spectator mode way too complicated. Like, make it simple, make it basic, but give it all the cool features. And yeah, so that's my rant about that. But the auto slow mo is cool.
I always sit there as well and go, right, I want to see where the player's putting the skills. Do you know the one thing I really want to do? If I go into follow on a person, like, if I could do a flick switch, go into follow on a person and see all their bars, see how they're targeting, bring up their indicators, and literally look as if I was playing the god, but I'm not playing the god.
From their perspective, so you could see what they leveled first, or you could almost see what they leveled first, second,
you could
third.
see how they leveled. It would be brilliant for like new players as well, because you could see how they leveled. You could see where they're aiming. You can see where they're using the skills and in which situations they're using it and how they're using it, rather than just, oh, Neef got an arrow out and it hit. Where was it being? How much were they leading the target? And loads of little things like that you could pick up on. But from that one change, just let us first person see everything. It'd be great.
Yeah.
But no, that's a whole new thing. So spectator needs a lot of work still.
Yep.
Do you know what I'm really still wound up about? These servers, man.
Yeah, like today I definitely ran into an issue as well. I was playing and all of a sudden I went from like 60 to 150 to 200, and I was like, and it happened to everybody. It actually happened in game to the point where the change occurred where it was great ping, and then all of a sudden it's like the entire game paused, and everybody was like, I was in TeamSpeak with 2 players, viewers that I was playing with. And all of a sudden, we were like, and then it kicked back in, and everybody was like running forward all of a sudden, like completely out of nowhere. And we were like, what just happened? Like, you can't have these things happening.
I had a game like stasis mode, where literally you could see people running around.
Yeah.
And you could use your skills. But then it would be like 10 seconds before the skills would go off. But after a while, but after a while, you worked out what you had to do was keep running around and try and keep your indicators or your arrows on the place where you wanted it to go, because eventually it would actually go there. But you just keep following people with like the Kraken. Come on, dude, please. Sure. It was really bad, but really funny as well. But they've got it's coming out in March. They've got to do some serious work on these servers to get this fixed.
I know. All right, let's move on to items and gods. I'll let you take it away.
So sprint, they fixed the duration to match the intended values. So clearly it was broken on. Left on too much and stuff like that. All boots, shoes, grease, and tabby have been combined into 2 items, 1 physical, 1 magical.
Yep.
1 item.
Do you think it's too confusing or no? Do you like it?
No, it's all right. Well, basically now anybody can buy every boot. So before you wouldn't do it. So it's kind of weird, but at least it shows the options for everybody to have. Even though if you buy the wrong option, I'm going to slap you in league. No,
it's very easy. It's very easy to become familiar with all the different boots available, because it's not like, okay, you make a swap from one god to another and you're like, oh, I'm not sure, about the different levels and what they do. Whereas you know what each boot does, because you're same position, you're always playing it. So I like it. Some people complained about it, but it's not complicated. Like, it's very basic. Like, you either break off to the left and go with your more magical setup, where you have boots of magi and your boots of focus, or you break off to the right. And so, yeah, I mean, a little different placement, but I think it works out.
Yeah, so the thing that they haven't wrote down on the notes as well, they changed the pricing and how
Yes.
the
Yes.
item's done. So it completely messes up the start meta. Like it gives you, if you do it a couple of ways, but the first level of boots is 300 gold now, and then the next
Yes.
level after that is 700. But the
Yep.
first level of boots is only 6% movement speed. That is it. That's all it's got. So jungle meta stays the same. Uh, Boombas, Hog, Red Pot, so that's fine.
Yeah.
It's everyone else that's a bit weird. So we're seeing Alquans picking up level 2 Warlock Sash quite a bit now, which
Hmm.
Drybear hates because he doesn't like the tanky-ish builds, the
Yeah.
more on stuff like that, which is interesting because I tried it once and went, I've just got no mana. I burned through it so quickly, it's unreal. So it's just mana management. But the AD one changed as well. There was a lot of people picking up uh, Death Toll, level 1 boots, then an active item with a couple of pots.
Yeah.
I went from like literally the second game, went straight Death Toll boot, red pot, bang.
Yeah, I saw your Twitter message about that. Yeah, because I can see with like for me, like as I say, I play a lot of support, and so I'll go like Watcher's Gift level 1 boots, and then do level tier 1 of Hog, and then I don't go ahead and buy Eye or anything like that. Right, like as my starting build because I can't afford it. So I find myself getting a lot of extra pots to start out with, compared to where you could also go like Watcher's Gift and then get both of your actives if you wanted to. So there's a few different starts that could work out for you, all depending on like your gameplay and your opponents and stuff.
There's a lot of item changes, and with
Yes.
the Erez spoils going, there's some more item changes coming up. It's like right, we're
Yep.
completely throwing the meta up in the air now. Of like
Oh
what
yeah.
to build. It's like
Yep.
whoa, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So interesting one. So is this a well, was that it for that was it for the item changes, by the way, guys. Sprint and boots. They did a lot
Woo.
this week.
Yeah.
I know that was so hard, wasn't it? The god changes. This is what I was saying about Arachne broodlings. Here we go. I knew it was somewhere. Deployable eggs no longer act as wards.
Yep.
Spiders still give vision. Range that reveals
Yeah, I thought that
nearby
was an
cover.
oversight, and it's definitely not. Like I thought it was an
I knew
oversight.
it was in there
Nope,
somewhere.
it's in the notes. I'm like, what? I'm like, who put
So
this in here?
who's an idiot that left it? It pretty much. I feel like you're an idiot and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Ares got some. Yeah, I know it's one of them things. Ares got it's gone undergone some artistic improvements. Didn't really see anything too much like this. He's now has a hit progression as well. It's
Hmm.
1-1-7-5, 1-1-2-5. But apparently, this messes up a little bit with how many auto attacks you could get in between each chains.
Oh,
I never
really?
really noticed. So people that really know Ares to like
Hmm.
the nth degree, you could. I think it was like 2 or 3 basic attacks you could get in, or 3 basic attacks, or
Okay.
something. You can get less damage out now because of the way it's
How do you like
0.75
his
rather than
shield
just
bash
1.
though? You now have the ability with Ares. Your auto attack is not limited to your sword. It also does a shield
I've
bash
not seen
too.
that.
Yeah,
I've
so he
not seen.
like hits you. He hits with the sword, and then the next one he swings up his axe and like clips you with his axe. It's kind of cool. I expect to
Uh,
see it on the other gods moving forward,
that,
like Athena and who else has a shield?
that,
Geb or not Geb? Chalk. Chalk has a shield, and is
is
that it?
he? I thought he just had an axe. Oh, he might have a little one. Oh, he does have a little one, doesn't he? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Artemis, the trap doesn't do a ward anymore. They're just changing in again. Nuar got these post fire reductions, so a lot of these
Yeah.
gods still getting the
Yep.
post fire reductions. And Flame Strike no longer hits a Cab's hives, which
Would make sense.
that
It
makes
has to be an
sense.
auto
But I wish
attack.
I knew about it. Yeah, it makes sense. And people still not understanding. If you see a hive, just hit it.
Yeah.
Just kill it
It's gotta
because
be a
if you don't
priority.
kill
You
it,
can't walk
he's
past
gonna
it.
hit you harder and more.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
keep him down.
People
Even
don't
as
value.
like
Yeah,
a
people don't
carry,
value it as
sometimes I'll
much.
hit that first. So
Hmm.
there is a few things that people do as a music gab that I've been learning slightly that they'll drop the trap in front of them to absorb a hit and then basically get an extra hit on you as a carry. That's one to actually see. Obviously, in my level of league, I don't see that because
Yeah.
I am in elo hell. I really am. It's horrendous. But then, 4 got another buff.
Yeah.
I don't know. They reduced the post hit delay and like pre hit delays and stuff
Sure.
down to
Sure.
like nothing.
Yeah. Oh, it's a very smooth transition, very seamless actually in his abilities, and that's that post hit that Risty was talking about that we first saw on Fenrir that they were making adjustments to. So there wasn't as much delay between one ability and the next ability. It could be a very smooth transition.
Yeah. No,
All right,
that's it.
guys.
That's finished.
Yeah, I think that's it, right? Yeah. We're going to go ahead and move in to one of our last sections of the show that has become a little more popular and people really enjoyed. And we just picked three gods and just kind of review them and kind of give our opinion. And this week we have Loki, Mercury, and Naja. Loki hasn't really had many changes at all done to him over the past numerous patch updates. And I'm pretty happy with him. I used to get really frustrated, but it's just kind of learning to counter him. Hearing the noise, because most of his abilities, do cast a noise that kind of gives you a heads up before you're stomped on, and he's right on top of you. So I really like Loki. Mercury's had a lot done, and I'm really happy with Mercury. He's in a good spot right now. At one point, he was a little too strong, I feel like, especially for jungling, and his supersonic is not too OP. And then finally, Naja. I'm happy where Naja's at. Naja had a lot of changes, though, to the rings that I know Risty was not happy with the double
Well, I
bounce
didn't like
ability
the
and
one
stuff.
hit stuff. So
Yes,
yeah.
yes. So yeah, I mean, I love playing Naja. I just don't play enough of Naja. But what are your thoughts on those three gods?
Well, Loki, yeah, Loki's all about sound because you hear that stealth and you go, oh, "I'm gonna die." That's pretty much what you
Yes,
think. But
exactly.
so yeah, it's just Loki's solid. His kit's just solid. It does exactly what it's intended to do. Blow you up in 2 hits. He's all right at the start. You got to get players that use him properly.
Yeah.
There's ones that I had today that I had a Loki in a solo lane that didn't pick up teleport to ward, and
Okay.
it's like there's no reason to have a Loki in the solo lane if you're not gonna teleport to the duo lane, get a couple of kills, and then come back.
Hmm.
And there's no reason for it. It's just nah. Fair enough, late game, okay, but by that time it's already game over. Mercury, they have nerfed the crap out of Mercury, really. That ultimate, it's still not that bad. It still blows everybody up. I think the indicator flags up people more, but still a lot of people kind of they fear him more than they need to now. He's not
Yeah.
that horrendous. He will blow you up though. You get him into late game, he's like Carly and all that other hyper carry stuff. They will tear you a new one. So
Hmm.
you can't box with him. It'll just destroy you. But they've done some interesting nerfs to him. I think he's kind of back into par now. I still didn't think that the ultimate nerf needed it. It was more of his attack speed that was anything else,
Yeah. Yeah.
other than that. Um, yeah, Naja. Where am I going with Naja? There was something with Naja that I wanted to do. No. The passive. To be honest, I preferred the old passive.
Oh,
Kind
okay.
of.
Okay.
It was more of a team fight passive. This one's more of a solo passive, and it's just
Yes.
like
Yep.
horrendous. And Naja is one of the gods that is has to go to you in every way. So if you put like Mercury and Naja next to each other, you've got okay. Mercury's got his one that uses his basic attack stuff and does on hit effects and everything like
Hmm.
that.
Hmm.
Same as Naja's kind of rings that do bounces.
Okay.
Naja's rings should do the on hit effects as well. I feel kind of okay. It does some slows, but I wouldn't mind on hit effects like a bit of like lifesteal or something like that, just to kind of help out a little bit more. Wouldn't bother me too much. The steroid's the same kind of, except Mercury gets a movement speed, Naja gets crit.
Yes. Yep.
Eh, it kind of it holds Naja back because a lot of time you get that attack speed up, but you can't follow because they just move out of your range too quickly. The free, at least Mercury's special delivery can go somewhere.
Yeah.
Naja is, I'm going to pull you. That is it.
I
That
guess
is it.
that's
I'm going to
true.
go
I
straight
guess
to you.
that's true.
So you can't get away from anybody. And then the ultimate's good though because you can box with people and then just go, oh, Mercury's going to ult me. Poof, straight into him and take him into the air. That'll do. It's good against Freya as well because you can box her down and just try and get her before she goes into her ultimate, and then you obviously get the advantage. Then again, with Naja, if you don't kill them, they're going to kill you. That pretty much it's like an all-in build with Naja. It can work. I haven't really played him too much lately. Just kind of, I haven't played jungle that much lately. Not in this
No.
kind of month, but
Dude, I'm not allowed
yeah.
to play. I'm not allowed to play jungle. I'm so bad at it. Like
I
it's not that I'm bad at ganking. I'm plenty good at that. Where I say I'm bad with jungle is because I can't keep up my levels in XP. I don't know if it's my rotation on the map or if it's because I'm so easily distracted. I'm trying to jump in the lane so much. I don't
Yeah,
know what it is, but
it's.
I'm definitely not a jungler, and I try not to be.
I got a video I'm working on. It's gonna be like how to survive rank and stuff like that. And every way through it, I need to like explain to people the jungler's job is not to win you your lane. You got to
Yeah.
win your own lane. Um, the jungler, you got to keep your farm up. You've got to go into the left side, clear the camps, then
Yeah.
think about ganking or
Yeah.
gank, but then go straight back. There's so many times where you're getting so many ranks of people like gank left lane, gank mid, gank right, and I
Yeah.
literally at the
Expecting
start of
it.
the game
Yeah.
will go, "Shut the fuck up." Sorry about the swearing, guys. Shut up. I will get to you when I get to you.
Yeah.
Until then, deal with it and don't get
Sure.
ganked.
Sure.
It's because your
You're gonna
job.
kill our iTunes rating with that type of
I
language, sir.
I know, I know. It's one of the ones. It's
We
literally
have a
like,
clean rating right now. Don't screw
you
it up.
know, shh. You can go through later and bleep me out.
Right. Right.
It's one of the ones. The jungler's job is to prevent the other jungler from out farming him and getting fed, and also the
Sure.
role as a
Sure.
jungler is to allow someone else solo XP and you to utilize the XP that's on the
Sure.
map,
Sure.
not to win you your lane. So
Yeah.
that's what it basically is, and that's why you fall back. Now the change to the mid camps that I was saying about, it's so easy to follow the mid camps now because before it was with 100 seconds, you had to literally go a minute ahead. What? Think of 2 minutes ahead, but then take a minute ahead, but take 20 seconds off, kind of the next timer. So if it was before it was was it 1 minute 50? Yeah, 1 minute 50, 2 minutes was the first respawn. But
Mm-hmm.
then the next one would be 3 minutes 40, 3 minutes 30, 40, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's always in 2 minute increments. So
Ah. Okay. Okay.
on the
Sure.
50 seconds, it's going to respawn 50, 55 seconds now, all the time that way. So it actually made it a bit easier for newer junglers to follow. Does mess up the timings a little bit more, but it does free you up a little bit of time to get some more ganks out because you literally did most of your buffs back to the mid camp,
Hmm.
and then maybe one gank back to the buffs. You literally only had time to get one gank off during
Okay.
the whole rotation. So it was definitely some nice changes.
I didn't
Anyway,
realize that. That's good to know.
mm,
So moving on from there, the last thing I thought about, and I didn't mention in the community section. So there's a new website that launched called Smite Camp. Have you checked this out yet?
yes, I literally saw this the other day. I haven't
Now
got the link.
they redid the homepage of it. But you could go in there and it's kind of interesting. Can I search myself? It says streamers. Yep, there I am right there.
I
Okay.
was there. I was on the second page. I only had like four.
Oh, wow. It's kind of cool. So if you go to Smite Camp and type in like Octane Pro and click on my name, it brings you to like a built-in viewer. And it's kind of cool. They take like your icon and blow it up real big and stuff like that. It's kind of neat. But anyways,
You need to get a circle one now.
yeah. So it's not just for streamers. If you go there, the main focus of it is kind of checking out. Okay, so it has a dev tracker tool, which I really, really like. This is kind of like Bluehost for Blizzard. You go to dev tracker and you can see every post on Reddit, since that's kind of our unofficial forums, unfortunately. And you can see where they have any of the high-res employees have posted on Reddit. It will list it in here. So if you're one of those people that tries to look at every word that someone has said, you can check it out right here, which is pretty cool. So they have a dev tracker feature. On top of that, they also, if you go to the gods, now I don't know if they still have it. They used to have a 3D modeler. Do they still have that? Oh, it's under skins. So if you go in here, I pick like a Muzenkob. It tells you like the lore, and then there's a video for each of his abilities, which is really cool. And then on top of that, it has all the stats on the left-hand side. And then if you pick a skin, it has a 3D modeler, which I think is the most badass thing ever.
That's really cool. Yeah, I'm looking
Yeah.
at it right now. I've got a moving
Yeah.
cab spinning around everywhere. I'm
So
like, oh, this is so cool.
my understanding is like they had to get like the hook in order to get the back end API connection, and then they like bring in the model into their own modeling program, like website deal. So pretty badass. Like a lot of work put into it. Oh wow! You can zoom in on the model with
Yeah,
scrolling the
and zoom-
mouse, and you can move around the character with your mouse pointer. Like oh my gosh, that's so cool.
So
like,
you're gonna pick up every little detail that they messed
yeah,
up.
like I'm right now like flipping a Muzenkob upside down, and then zooming in at the same time to look at every detail. Like
The only thing I could say they could do with I can't move like the camera. I'm always stuck on his midsection. If I
Dude,
could literally slide it
you
down
could go
onto his head.
inside of the character and look at like their internals of the design. That is
I'm gonna
absurd.
see his bug inside.
That is so
Yeah.
cool. I'm inside
Do you
of
see his
losing.
soft bits?
Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, that is sweet. Anyways, guys, check it out. SmiteCamp.com. Check it out. Give these guys. These are actually like two guys that put this together, and just as a hobby off to the side, and no ads or anything like that on the page. So it's pretty nifty, to be honest with you.
It's got a server page like status bit, but
Yeah.
it's yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, it just says status, but like the servers. But I can imagine that be expanded on a bit later on.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if that was to show, I love to see a world map and where the servers are located at, and just like a green or red light or yellow light or whatever.
Do you know what's really good?
What's that?
If you go back into gods,
Uh-huh.
and then there's like this filter tab at the top, they've got positions: short lane, long lane, mid lane,
Yeah.
jungle.
Yep.
Start clicking. You can actually go, I want a long short lane, and it actually
Yeah.
includes
That's kind of
like
nice. It changes
solo-
it up. Yeah.
yeah, it'll show you all the gods that you're using the solo lane. It even has like
Yeah.
Neith, Apollo
Yeah.
was there, Artemis in the solo lane and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It was really quite cool actually. So,
Yeah. Same thing with jungle, all that stuff. So it's a really cool tool. And it's not just for like new players. There's a lot of good stuff on there. So check it out. Once again, guys, this is probably that'll probably do it for today's episode of the Smite Update podcast. Special thanks to everyone who's been checking us out on iTunes and leaving 5-star reviews. We do appreciate it. If you haven't already and you enjoy the show on iTunes, please go over and leave us a review. Would be awesome. As always, the Smite Update is a production of OctaneProGaming.com. Please visit Octane Pro Gaming for great content, along with another community podcast I do every week called The Smite Talk Radio. We record every Sunday, if you guys are checking the VOD out, at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/OctanePro, SCII. And you can check me out on Twitter at OctanePro, SCII. And Risty UK. And Risty, I've seen you streaming a pretty good amount recently, haven't I?
Yeah, I've been on the ball with it. I'm just literally like any chance I get now, just bung a stream.
Good.
Go for it. There's a few times not. I've been getting some quite regular viewers in now, and it's quite good. I even had like a married couple come in the other day. I was like,
oh,
well, they go, we sit next to each other. I went, if you can see each other's screens, do you argue a lot? And they went, yeah.
That's funny.
I can imagine it. So, and the
Yeah.
new arena map looks pretty cool. But yeah, no, the streaming's up. I'm starting to work with a few other little bits I'm working on as
Good,
well. But
good.
no, it was just focusing on it a bit more.
Sure. Well, guys, make sure you check out Risty's live stream, twitch.tv/RistyUK. And outside of that, big thanks to sponsors, tweakedaudio.com, for sponsoring the show. And they give you guys a great promo code. If you guys use the code OctanePro on the website tweakedaudio.com, you get 33% off plus free shipping anywhere in the world. So make sure you check that out. And we'll see you guys next week for another episode of the Smite Update podcast. Take care, folks.